Hello everyone, welcome back. My name's Happy. Thank you for joining today. Today I want to go over drawing on the iPad. I am using Procreate, but the tips I'm going to be showing you can probably work on all applications. So let's get started. Number one here I'm drawing is just a normal face. I'm going to be drawing faces today, just to clarify. I'm going to be drawing them in 3 different styles. Not really different styles, just different ways of drawing on the tablet. So the first one here is the kind of square brush blocky attack. Kind of going in with bigger shapes. As you can see, I'm using more like squares and triangles to define my shapes. To really block in the face and fill in the shape that I've created. So far you can see that I've made the head a little bit too big, but that's okay. I'm going to fix that later. But I'm putting in the muscle structure and kind of showing the proportions, and rather using the square brush, the line weight, to my advantage by also putting in a little bit of shading and stuff, by easing up on the pressure I put on the pen. The reason I'm kind of doing this video is to go over kind of something I struggled with and things that I see others struggle with, because I really like to have my friends try the iPad Pro, or even drawing on a tablet hooked up to a computer. The first time using them, it was very difficult because coming from traditional, you draw with a pencil usually, and you don't really have a lot of space you have to fill with a pencil, if you're drawing on a sketchbook or something, unless you use a huge sketchbook like some people. I don't know how they do it, but there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm going over this because I think it's important, because I think Cynic did a video. I don't remember who did a video on drawing on the tablet. I think it was Cynic's, because he's kind of one of my bigger artists that I like. But I wanted to go over drawing on the tablet because when I first started, it was very easy to get burnt out drawing on a tablet, and I feel like that's an issue that a lot of people have, especially if they don't have any schooling or training. So this is just kind of a little art guide video. So that's just kind of the reason for this video, I guess. Right now I'm drawing a skull right there to the left. There's a top left profile. The one on the top is not really a skull, it's more of a face, but I'm just kind of showing you what you can do pretty quick with the brush, the square brush, using a bigger brush approach, blocking in your face quicker, rather than using a small brush. Basically, to keep you from burning out. It's easier to just make shapes and really build your face quicker, or even your body or whatever you're drawing. It's a really good way to block in things quick, and then you just go over with an eraser and fill in that shape, almost like you're carving something out. The reason I'm drawing a skull is to also help with drawing a face. It's very important to reference the skull when drawing heads and faces. I just thought it went along with what I was drawing right next to it. Also, I was trying to kind of make it look like the same shape I had going to the right. So I guess it's his skull. You're going to see that I incorporate some of his bone work into the guy on the right here in a sec. But again, using that thick brush really comes in handy. Throws down all I need really fast. And I just, this is my personal approach. If I really want to put something down that I'm not sure if I want to go through with, this is usually what I use. Because I just think it's a great way of planning and using a method where it's clean and quick, because you can clean up your lines very quickly, and also have a lot of emotion in those lines, and they really can pull a piece together in the end. So that's number one. That's the way I go. You don't have to go that way. That's why we're going to go over 2 other ones. This top left skull, there's this face. I was gonna turn it into a skull, and then I kind of just botched it. So I ended up erasing the whole thing, and I was like, let's just go to step 2. And oh, these little dots you see that I'm erasing, if your tablet screen gets oily because you don't have a screen protector, the oils from your hand can actually get on your screen and make it oily. And so if you put your pen down and it does that, that's why. I just need to clean mine, so I'm going to clean it after this. I recently just got done finishing a piece and we got it printed and stuff, so side note, sorry. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool piece. If you want to check it out, you can go to my Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description. But back to the thing at hand, the drawing. Number 2, this is the way I first started drawing when I got a tablet. I don't really recommend it when you first start drawing on a tablet. You can do it. It's definitely a way to do it. I switched to, I believe, the 6B pencil brush. I can't remember. It should have showed up at the right of the screen, so if you want to look at that, you can. But this is the second way of drawing. This is what a lot of people do, more so when they get more familiar with the tablet or digital drawing. It takes a lot of time and it can burn out the effort that you're putting in, but it also shows a lot of shadow and shape once you start throwing in more shading and cross-hatching. So I really like drawing like this, but I typically draw when I have more time, when I have to draw like this. I also never implement it to painting when I draw like this. I just end up loving the result when I'm done, when I put actual time into it. This one was a little bit rushed, but I think it turned out decent for a drawing style. It's also one that you can consider because, again, it shows detail. It helps you practice line weight, as I'm drawing up to the right there, which is a very important thing to learn when you're doing digital work. So this is a good way to draw. I just don't recommend it for starting out because it can just lead to a lot of time and effort and can maybe burn you out, which is something not fun when you get a new item. Like if you get the iPad and you come home and draw and you're burnt out, it can get a little frustrating. So start off with those bigger, blockier brushes when you start out. But if that's not the way you like to draw, that's totally fine. So yeah, line weight matters. That's what I wrote on there because it does matter when you're drawing in step, or if you're drawing like this style, because that's where you're going to get most of your emphasis and it's going to show most of your shape and definition. I can't speak. I apologize. Now I'm going in with an eraser just to clean it up. Again, I don't typically draw like this. When I do, it's because I really want to practice my line work. As you can see, it's a little rough, but it's just because I was trying to be quick, and this was something, kind of an experience for myself because it was the 6B pencil, and I usually only use pens when I draw on the tablet. In real life, I'll use a pencil, but in real life. Traditionally I'll use a pencil, but when I'm doing digital I usually like to use the inks. The tactical pen is one, the sketch brush is the one that I used on the first drawing. Here's number 3. This is probably my favorite way to draw. I'm not the best at it, but I think it's the funnest way. It's basically like carving. Imagine doing pottery. When you draw like this, try to think of shapes that kind of agree with you or kind of go in a direction that you want them to. So right now I'm kind of shaping it ahead, kind of molding it like clay. And now I'm going to add in a light source. I started really dark and now I'm just going to wipe in some brighter tones. This is kind of the same method as the first one, just a little bit more exaggerated. You're gonna block in bigger areas with light. This is kind of drawing like a painter is what Cynics calls it. This is a very good way to start drawing on a tablet and drawing in general. If you are a very line person and you want to get more into painting, this is a very good way to start. Just because it teaches you shape, it shows you shadowing. This particular style of drawing has improved my drawing a lot because I don't only think about where my lines need to be now, because there's not really any lines going on. It's just a bunch of blocking in textures and stuff. But I think it's very important to draw like this just to show texture and shape. It'll really come across strong. Right now I'm smudging in and blending. So basically your step is blocking, erasing, and then blending, and then adding in more colors where necessary. And I think this one turned out rather okay. I actually really like this one by the end. Somewhere in between, I started not liking it because it had so much I can't speak. I'm sorry, exaggeration from the start that when I really started rendering it, I kind of lost that touch that I liked, but that's okay. This one's just a fun way to draw. I like to think of it as carving out an image, kind of thinking of a muscle structure or faces when you're painting, or try to build your just try to build your visual library, I guess, to do this one, or even set something in front of you and kind of shape it out, block it in, erase the edges to the shape that you're looking for, and then add in your highlights and then blend it. I think this is just a fun way to draw. It gets you really quickly it doesn't get you anywhere quickly because it does kind of take a little bit more time, but I feel like you see results a lot quicker, and it's just a fun way to draw. But it's also something that takes a little bit of time and effort, as I've learned and I'm still learning to do. Because sometimes, man, drawing like this can be really rough and you're just having a bad day, and that's okay. That is totally okay. So that's about it for this one. I'm going to keep going over it. As you can see, I kind of highlight it and stuff. I go over it a little bit more, and I add highlights in. And then if I don't like a spot or area, I just reblock it back in with like a darker color. And yep, see, like I'm doing to the lips. I just didn't like the lips, so I'm throwing in darker colors. I'm going to blend it again. This one's fun because it's like playing with clay. You don't like something, cut it off, or throw another chunk of clay on it, and then shape it again. So I feel like this way just kind of speaks to me because it's a good way to understand muscles, and it's also a good way to understand lighting, and it also kind of teaches you a little bit about texturing. You're gonna see me draw to the left here this little like half moon. And it's basically going over blending, adding a solid line, and then blending one side of it to just give it a little bit more definition. See, as I'm doing to the eyelid right there, I drew in a heavy line and then I blended one side of it to give it a nice edge on the other side, but have it flow back into the skin accordingly. I think that's a very, very great way to understand form and texturing and shape. So I just think this is a good way to practice if you're starting out on a tablet. Try to change up the way you draw on a tablet, because if I drew the way I draw on paper on a tablet, I feel like I'd be drawing and painting a lot better, because traditional to me is a lot easier. Digital is getting much better for me. But try these methods, try them out. If you like them, that's okay. That's awesome. I'm happy to help. But if you don't like them, that's completely okay too. I will not judge you. Side note, I think I'm done talking about the 3 ways of drawing today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. But I wanted to take the rest of this video to kind of update everyone that I moved to Oregon. And it's been a blast. I'm having a really great time. I moved with my girlfriend and my best friend, Mitchell. It's great. We're having a great time. We're both, we're all out here thriving. And it's been great. Yeah, we're having an adventure. We moved out here for the art, and also just to kind of start new, start fresh, kind of begin our lives, or I guess start a new chapter. And it's been really cool. It's been eye opening. We live in a very beautiful place in Oregon. It's near the coast. And it's really rainy, that's for sure. I love it. We all love it. There's some days, I gotta be honest, though, when you're cold and it's raining, it's just not the funnest thing. But that's okay. That's Oregon. But for the most part, we love it. The food's great here. I've really started to improve on my artwork. I actually got prints the other day. That's been fun. It's been an experience. By the way, I am selling prints. If you do want to buy any, just email me or direct message me on Instagram. And I'll just let me know or share the one to me that you want, and we can talk prices, and I'll print or I'll get stuff done and send it to you. I don't know how this all works. I'm still learning. But I'm going to start selling things. I'm thinking about getting an Esta or SD, whatever they're called, that site that you sell things. But yeah, it's been exciting, you know. Lots of new things, lots of fun and fresh adventures. So, by the way, I'm gonna try to start uploading every Friday. This is generally my day off, so be looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can keep up with that schedule. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, because Fridays I get really bored because there's no one home, and the driving here is terrifying. But that's about it. That's the last little quick update. I'm sorry it's been a minute since I've made a video. Time gets away from you, you know? It really does. But it's starting to slow down again, and I'm very, very happy and thankful for that, because wow, has it been busy. You know, driving 20 hours from Colorado to here, getting set up, getting unpacked, figuring out bills, internet, stuff like that. And then I was delayed. I went on a cruise, got to see some beautiful things, built my visual library up again, and have been on a really serious art bender lately. I've been trying to draw every single day, even at work. And today I finally got up and was like, I'm going to make a video. And here I am making a video. I'm very happy. So I just want to thank you, everyone, for watching the video. And I'm happy to be back next Friday. I think we're going to go over anatomy. I don't know what part of the body I want to do yet. Because keep in mind, my videos aren't really the best, and I know that. But that's kind of the point, you know. It's here to kind of learn from my mistakes, and as I watch them, I learn from my mistakes, and you know, it helps me grow as an artist, and it helps other people grow as an artist. I hope, at least, when they start watching them, because it's all about messing up with art, you know, and being okay with messing up, and sometimes you make a good one, and it's awesome. So these videos are more for the community that kind of follows it. I hope I gain a community that really enjoys art and enjoys these videos, because they're learning too, and they're helpful because they help me, and I'd like to think that they help others. So that's all I have to say for today, guys. I think I'm gonna let the music play me out and let this drawing wrap up. Right now I'm just blocking in again, throwing in those shapes, blending it, letting the face kind of sit and shape itself. Again, you can shape it how you want based on what you're referencing in your face or your head, not your face, your brain. So yeah, keep in mind, there's going to be a new video Friday, hopefully. I'm uploading this one today, and yeah, it's going to be great, guys. They're going to get better, I promise, because I'll get better at this. So we're all learning together. Yay! Thank you guys, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.